friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. It's been a while since my last video, about a month, and that's because I've been traveling recently. But I'm super excited to be back because tonight I'm going to an early access screening for a little movie that's coming out. It's a sequel. You might have heard of it. I absolutely love the first Beetlejuice movie, and that's what inspired today's project. So today's video brings us back to our crochet dolls. We're going to be making another doll. I have finished one, and that's kind of part one of this project, and we're going to be doing part two today. So let me go ahead and show you the first part. So this is my crochet doll, Lydia. I think she's so cute. This is my third crochet doll in my little creepy girl crochet series that I've been doing. I think this one's my favorite. Maybe not my favorite, I don't know. I really like the way that I constructed this one. There's so many beautiful details, especially in her dress. I crocheted all these ruffles in here, and then I added lace to each layer to really plump up the dress, because we all know that Lydia's wedding dress in the first Beetlejuice movie is so giant, like a big red cupcake. It's so fluffy and like so much lace and stuff going on. So I'm really proud of how the dress came out. I've taken a bit of a creepier style approach to the face with the button eyes.
No way! You're not sewing buttons in my eyes!
She's kind of got this like voodoo doll type vibe going on. Like she's a little spookier than if I had used the regular safety eyes, and she's got this scar here kind of. And so yeah. Also, the mouth is literally just a piece of yarn that I've placed there because I tried sewing the mouth. I don't really want to do like a felt hot glued mouth. I'm thinking the solution is going to be needle felting a little mouth on there into the yarn. We're going to figure it out. I'm going to have to figure out this similar problem for the next doll that we're making, so we have to get to that still. But she has so much hair. What's cool is the pattern that I was using has you brush out all of the yarn that you use for her hair, and I did my best to try and brush it all out, but you can clearly still see like thick strands and stuff, but it's definitely a lot fluffier than the yarn. I think it came out pretty good. I went off pattern a lot and kind of took my own spin on it, and so a lot of the things you'll find in the pattern do not match up with mine. Like I added all the lace, and I did some weird stuff to the eyes, and the bangs I did completely different. I honestly used hairspray to kind of clump them together like this and just sit on the forehead, which is a little strange. Yeah, it is what it is. It kind of came out. I like it. It's cute enough. My only issue with her is that she's really lonely and she needs a little buddy. And so that's what we're going to be working on today. We are going to be making a Beetlejuice to go with her. So yeah, let's get into it. 1, 2, 3, and a jump scare. Here we go. This is the base for Beetlejuice. I've kind of finished a good chunk of him. I have his little boots that go into his legs, and he's a little naked, and his head on top here. And this was all one piece, so I did the leg, connected the leg, did the body, and the head, and so this was all one little go around. Obviously, he still needs some arms, but we also need to make his fabulous suit. For this doll, I'm going to be doing his classic black and white striped suit. I know that's not his wedding outfit, and Lydia's in her wedding dress on her doll, but I'm picking and choosing my favorites here, and I'd rather do his striped suit, and so we're going to be doing the black and white stripes. So for his clothes, he has pants and a jacket, and then this is like the white of his shirt here, and he's going to have a black tie. I have finished making the pants. I have to assemble them and sew them and put them on. This is the first time I'm making clothes for a doll that aren't crocheted straight onto the body, so the clothes are separate, which is kind of cool. It's something I haven't done before, and there's a fun element of dressing the doll up. Figuring out how to do these vertical stripes has been a little bit of a challenge for me. So for this doll, I am doing my own thing and not using a pattern. I've taken some pictures of inspiration and stuff, but I'm really just taking the kind of base size and shape of the Lydia doll and making my own version of Beetlejuice. So I basically just have to change the hair for the body and then make his clothes. It's pretty much going to be the same other than that. I might put together a pattern if that many people are interested in making one. We'll see. That's something I want to do really bad. Making these vertical stripes has been a little bit of a challenge. Just doing the color changes, crocheting and around does not allow for the stripes to be this straight. So you can see this is the back and it's definitely not as sharp of a line. And so the way that I had to do it was crocheting from a chain. Now that the shorts are done, I have to fold them and sew the back together. They will look like this. Next, we need to start working on the jacket. I'm not exactly sure how much crocheting I'm gonna get done today because I am going to the premiere tonight for the movie and it's already getting kind of late, but I'm super excited for that and I'm gonna include some pictures and videos from the premiere tonight. But it is Wednesday, so this is an early screening and the movie doesn't come out until Friday, and so I'm hoping to finish the doll by Friday and get the video out as soon as possible, but I'm realistically thinking that's not going to happen. We'll see. Alright, voiceover time, and now it's time for what we actually came for, crochet. So I'm just gathering my materials. We're gonna need yarn, a crochet hook, some stitch markers, and a pair of scissors. And I'm gonna start out the jacket by just crocheting a chain. And then once I get it to the appropriate length, I'm just gonna chain one and turn the piece and crochet back along the chain. After that, I'm gonna switch to white and kind of do the same thing. Every 2 rows, I'm gonna change color to create the stripes. And I left 2 holes along the jacket that are gonna be the holes for the sleeves. And just starting from there, I'm gonna crochet in the round the sleeves, switching colors every 2 rows until I get it to the appropriate length. And with that, the jacket is finished and it's looking pretty good. I still need to weave my ends in, but you get the point. And here's what it's gonna kind of look like. And I made the tie off camera. Now that the clothes are finished, I'm just gonna set those aside and start working on the wig. So I've already made the wig cap, pretty simple and straightforward. And I'm just checking to make sure that it fits the head all right, and it does. So next I'm picking out my yarns. I'm gonna use these 3 different yarns to create a little bit more dimension in the hair, and I'm also gonna be unwinding all the strands of yarn to make it a little bit more fluffy and curly looking. And so I'm just looping the yarn through, and after that I start to unwind the strand. And this is what it's starting to look like. At this point I'm really excited, and I'm just gonna go around and do the rim first, and then after that I'm gonna add some wefts in. And this is an example of what the weft kind of looks like. I'm just doing a straight line from the center, and I do that every couple rows over all the way around to make sure that no parts of the cap show once the wig is done. Alright, it may not look like it, but we are finishing this today. Woo! I have all the clothes finished and the wig is done. Look at this. Wow. We have to do a major haircut situation on this, and I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna go. Right now I feel like it's giving Heath Ledger's Joker a little bit more than it's giving Beetlejuice. I'm gonna have to cut some choppy layers in there, so that's gonna be interesting. But we're gonna get through it. Before we start assembling everything, the last thing we need to work on is the eyes. And we're going to be making eyes similar to that of Lydia. Also, I forgot to mention, I'm clearly wearing my Lydia inspired outfit today to celebrate the finishing of this project. I will say that I think I had a much better time working on this wig cap than I did Lydia's. It just seemed like it went by faster too, and I really liked unwinding all the strings to make this kind of like mess. It surprised me. I really thought this was going to take longer, but I feel like I got through it a lot faster, so. Okay, anyways, I'm super excited, so let's get started. Okay, first the eyes. I've got some embroidery thread, some large buttons that I'm going to use for the eyes, as well as some felt, and then I'm grabbing an embroidery needle to use. I think I'm going to use this color. It's a little bit bright, but I really want the eyes to pop. And then because I'm lazy, I'm just freehanding the little circle to go on the inside of the eye. And once I get it to the perfect size, I'm going to go ahead and just copy that and make another one. And then I'm threading the needle on the first try, and then tying a little knot and inserting my needle. And then I'm just sewing around the edge of the circle all the way until I reach the place that I started, and I'm going to finish it off. And I want it to look kind of handmade, so there's imperfections, and I think that kind of adds a little bit of character to it. And then after that, I'm adding the little X kind of pupil in the middle, and again, I'm trying to make this really funky looking and not perfect. And finally, we have reached the part where all the individual pieces are done and we can start assembling. So I'm going to start with the arms and tack them onto the side. I'm using the jacket to kind of measure exactly what row I should attach the arms to, and then just sewing them in. And I chose not to stuff the arms, only the hands, and honestly I regret this because I feel like they're kind of floppy and don't hold their shape really well once the jacket's on. But it's still pretty good. And then once I put the jacket on, I also tacked down the collar to kind of keep it in place. And I think that really helped it keep its shape and look a little bit more like a blazer. And after that, I'm sewing the pants together, and I chose to do this on the doll because honestly the shorts came out a little bit small and I was worried about like being able to pull them up over his tummy. And so it just worked out easier this way and I didn't have any problems. And at this point, the suit is assembled, and then it's time to go ahead and attach the tie to the neckline. And I'm most excited for this part, the wig. I'm going to start by giving it a haircut and just kind of chopping as many like messy layers as I can. And then I'm sewing it on just around the head and hoping that it stays in place nicely. It is a little bit big, so I'm gonna go ahead and ease it in as I'm sewing around, and it worked out pretty well, and I'm really happy with how it looks. And now it's time for a little makeup around the eyes. I'm going to be mixing these two purple colors, and then where I have the eyes in place, I'm going to just kind of go nuts and swirl a bunch of purple on there. I want it to be pretty exaggerated and dramatic, so I'm making it pretty big. And after I've placed the lighter purple color, I'm going to go back in with the darker purple and just kind of spread it out from the center and make it kind of almost like an ombre effect. And my camera wasn't recording when I put the eyes on, but I just hot glued them in place. And I'm not sure if this is wool or felt, but I'm just needle felting it in place. I'm using darker colors and then going over it with lighter colors to make a little bit of dimension in there. And I think this came out so good. It was really fun. I'm really happy with how it came out. And switching over to Lydia, I'm taking a little piece of yarn and just stabbing it into place. I tried so many different things and this ended up being the best. And it's not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. I wanted a little cute smile that was very simple, and I went ahead and did the same thing on Beetlejuice. I feel like this project has been really fun, but also a bit of a curse. I'm so happy to say that I'm done with both of the dolls. Beetlejuice is done and now Lydia is done, and I am so excited. I feel like I've been working on this for much longer than I wanted to, and it just feels so good to be done with it. And I know what you're thinking. Just show me the doll. It's time for the reveal. Before I show you guys, I'm gonna need 3 little words from you. Okay, they're actually right here, so I'm just, they're so cute. I am so happy with how this guy came out. I honestly feel like he definitely steals the show, and I love Lydia and I had so much fun working on her, and I thought she was going to be my favorite, and then now I just look at this. I think it's the hair probably, like it's so good, and also I absolutely loved felting the crocheted, like oh my gosh. I'm gonna be doing that again in the future. Maybe I'm biased, but I love him so much. I have not seen anything quite like this, so I'm glad that I was able to take kind of like my own spin on it, and I love him so much. I'm so happy with how these guys came out. I am thrilled. I'm so glad this is over because I feel like I spent so long on this, and I have so many fun projects coming up that I'm really excited to show you guys. So we're happy that this is done, but we're moving on now, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and stick around because I have so many fun projects coming up and I can't wait. So thank you so much for watching my video, especially if you made it to the end. That means the world to me, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.